can welcome Mike Lee. I remember the first lecture we had, it was with him, so my last lecture is with him again. It's good to be back here. So let's welcome Mike Lee.
Thanks everybody. Yeah. Mess with the computer. Make sure everything's working. Because that's always a fun way to start. Yeah, working, good. Yeah. Yeah? Good. So this is going to be an interesting one. I found out I was going to give this presentation on Monday, and by which I mean I had to come up with the idea for this presentation on Monday. I knew I was going to show up and say some nice words about Matteo, because it's his last day, and that's really easy, because Matteo is awesome, and I've known him for almost 3 years now, and we've really yelled at each other, and I have nothing but respect for him. Like he's disagreed with me more than just about anybody in this organization, and I have nothing but respect for him. And like the kind of respect where he's taught me the meaning of respect. Like I don't respect people lightly because I respect Matteo, because of the way that I respect Matteo and the reasons I respect Matteo. And the pleasure of knowing him is the pleasure of something like Appsterdam. So, I've got like no sleep since this. All the ingredients for the best talk I've ever given. We'll see. It's kind of it's this season. It's the dark, rainy time, and with Matteo leaving, I kind of want to give a dark, rainy presentation because there aren't that many of the originals left, and there's not going to be any of us left pretty soon, and I feel like I should be sad about that, but I'm not, though. Like I don't feel like he's quitting. I feel like he's retiring. Like he's been doing this for 3 years as a volunteer. My God, I feel happy for him. I feel happy for him that this lecture series that he started, that he showed up week after week to run. That you're all here, that it just gets better and better, that we've had actual speakers who have actually learned to speak and actually gone to speak at conferences. I've spoken with people who came through the Appsterdam speaker program, spoken with them at a conference, and had the conference organizer tell me that their talk was better than mine. And that just burned with pride. And that, that's the legacy. That's the legacy of a volunteer with this organization. There's this. I couldn't put together a talk in 2 days. It's ridiculous. So I decided to talk about something that I know very intimately, that I've been thinking about a lot, and I'm going to totally cheat. Like I didn't draw this. This isn't my talent. I know. Boo, fraud. No, there's something, a comic that I saw like last month that I really liked, because it was about the place where I'm from. It was about Hawaii, and technically I'm from Oahu, but whatever. To you, it's the same. It's a good story, but it's a good metaphor for Appsterdam, and it's a good metaphor about life. And I was just really impressed by the fact that this artist could really say so much to me without using words. And because I'm arrogant in the way that we're all arrogant, I thought that I could improve it by adding words, my own words. So here we go, Hawaii. When this all began, there was no shore on which we could land. There was only water and sky for as far as the eye could see. And it wasn't that it was dead. No, water is life itself. It's the need of life itself. And The sun that shines the energy on the earth, it goes into the water, it excites the water, and it raises the water into the air, and the water, it rolls across, and the wind blows, and the waves, and the ocean and the sky are nothing but change, change, always change. And yet, it's always the same. It always changes, but it doesn't go anywhere. The way that our lives, we're raised from the earth and we roll across the surface and we fall, and to no end. It's all just water and sky for as far as the eye can see. And yet, when we came here, we found that below the surface of the water, farther even than where the light could go, farther down than anything could go, there was, in fact, a fire burning, a heat, an energy not from without, but from within. And it burned despite being surrounded, despite being completely immersed in the water. It burned and it bloomed and it grew. And it was snuffed out. And yet, again, and again, and in the same place, and we said, we'll see you here again next week. We'll see you at the same time. We'll see you at the same place. And this fluid was no mere water. This was earth. This was form and structure as well as substance. And in the same place and in the same time and again, our little efforts, we built them together and we built an infrastructure, and it grew until we really had something that was becoming. And where we thought that there was nothing, we realized that there was something. And it burst forth. And it raised out from the water. Jagged at first, rough, hard. But slowly it took shape. The rough edges smoothed out. Still, from inside, heated. The passion, it grew. Sometimes explosively, but always constructively, always building on what came before. And even when it cooled, the land remained. And with time, we got to where we are today. A place where we can all live, where we can all be together. So that when people come, there is a shore on which they can land. There is a place where they can plant the seed of their creativity. There is fertile soil out which can grow the paradise that we can share together. The place we all want to be heading. The place we all want to be. And yet, there are dark clouds that gather above head. The water that is life's need is still there. The drops, every little thing, every little individual need that takes us away from our collective effort, every little thing, individually so small, but together they begin to erode the land. Together they begin to destroy what we've built. The little droplets of our individual needs, they flow together and they form already a mighty force, and it cuts into the land and it washes away what we've built. And the little droplets, the little things, the effort you can't give, the meeting you can't make, the thing you can't do, the fact that you have other things that take up your time, all the little things, the individual things. Your ideas are stupid. I have my ideas. I want to do my thing. I want to call it my name. Me. And they erode the land. And one day, when they come, there will be what? What will they find? What little will be left? One day, someone walks into Cafe Bucks, the last Appsterdammer, and there's no one there. And they too are gone. And everything that was, everything that is, will be gone. And when they come, there will be nothing. But wait. Who said that this is a picture of the clouds rolling in? Who said that this isn't a picture of the sun breaking through the clouds? Why does everyone complain about the weather and no one ever does anything about it? We are the ones who decide. We are the fire that burns. We are the app makers. What is an app? I mean, it's such a little thing. Mobile, whatever. But that's just an individual instance of an app. It's more than that. We're people who create. We're the people who built the land. We are the ones who make the decisions. We are the ones who decide whether we will pool our resources, so that when inevitably there is an ebb, we will still be together, and when there is a flood, we will flood together, and when we will act together, and we will break out our boundaries, and we will always continue to create. The rain will always fall, but we can always be creating. Entropy will always tear down everything that we create, and time will take it all in the end, but we have the power through our every little decision. When we come to the edges of where the thing that we've built run into the waves of our individual needs, we can decide to expand our boundaries, our borders, and we can continue to drip by drip build and build and build the land. But wait. It's more complicated than that. It's not that passion and collective action are the superior choice and that paying attention to your individual needs and desires is the inferior choice. It's more complicated than that. This modern world, it's not built merely on some volcano. It's not built merely on some fiery land. It's built on the eroded plain where the forces of construction and destruction have come together. We're always building and things are always being destroyed, But that's where life happens. That's what life is about. That's where the soil comes from. And the water of our individuality is what enables our enterprise to flourish. It's what enables our work to blossom. We don't build merely to build. We don't make land merely to make land. What we want is an ecosystem. What we want is a place where all of life in all of its craziness and variety will thrive. As individuals, but also together. This is a place where the water flows through the land. This is a place where individuality meets the collective need. And that's where life comes from. Look, the heat of passion is great. I love it, I do. But a river of lava, burn your house down that way. I think a lot of us have known the fire of the passion of the things that we believe in and the destruction that that can have in our personal lives. The life that we live, the life that we build, it's always this tension between the creation and the passion and the building and the collective and the individual needs and the balance. We are the ones, the makers, we are the ones who brave the heat of passion. Even if sometimes we have to sacrifice some of our individual comforts. Because we know that every day is a decision. When we are gone, will there be any evidence that we were ever here? Or will the people who come after us find a paradise that we built together? And still, our fire burns. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Matteo.